Second video. Let's see if this works. Is my mic on? Okay, cool. Welcome everyone. This is the introduction video for the Patina project. I wanted to take the time to make this and kind of explain as to what my story kind of revolves around and what this entire project is going to include. So I see this kind of as a long-term project. I don't see this as something that's going to be done like within the next 6 months. I've actually given myself kind of a timeline, and I'm kind of shooting for, let's see what I can make in 3 years of just working. I have summers off, which is awesome because that's my time for scholarship. So this is a big project that I can put towards that. Normally during the semester, I don't get a lot of time to do things, but I'm going to start setting aside time to be able to create artwork and create writings. So you'll notice in the summers, like I'm really high with activity, and then during semesters, all my energy goes into my students. So it's my job and it's my passion to make sure that they can tackle their passions. So I'm always working on something for them and trying to set things up for them. So just a quick heads up. So the Patina project is actually a story that I started in grad school. Originally, it was going to revolve around a series of characters who were kind of like Robin Hoods, and were like, is it Robin Hood? I think it's Robin Hood. That they would go and kind of defend and help poor people and people in need. So the idea has evolved from then. Now I have around 40 pages of world building that I've done over the years, but nothing has been kind of placed concrete or made into something actually readable. I did write the first chapter of this book a few years ago, and now that I look back at it, I want to rewrite it again, mainly because my book has changed a lot, my ideas has changed, and the characters have evolved. So I'm really happy that even though I haven't had time to sit down and knock this project out, I've still thought about it every single day and changed things and thought about things in my head. So it's very weird, but I have like this memory where I just remember things over and over, and even if I think of like music or I think about books or conversations, they just come back naturally. So everything that I've been thinking about and brainstorming is actually in my head, except for the 40 pages that actually exist in that hard drive behind me. But the Patina project is basically a story of redemption, but the way that I like to phrase it when people ask about it is I think about it as like a sci-fi tragedy. So it has sci-fi elements, it has apocalyptic elements, but it also has like this tragic story of family. It's really cool to kind of see it come together and thinking about the characters and what their journeys are going to be. I already have all the characters established, and I even have lore from the world established. I also have stories from before my book, so kind of like prequels in a way, right? But of different stories of how this world was established. I even have stories about how it's going to end. So I actually started the book from the end of it, and I'm working my way backwards. I know I'm kind of beating around the bush and not really explaining what the Patina project is, but mainly because that whole journey is going to be documented. If I can explain it to you now, it's a survival story of 3 siblings that are settlers on Mars. So these 3 siblings will be going through their entire lives, tackling different things, and it really is a tragic story. I love stories of survival. I love seeing what happens to people when they go through hardship, and how they come out on the other side. So each one of these characters has a different outcome to their story, and then they connect with other characters as well. So the story is very rich in world building at the moment. It's all about getting it down on paper now. And I even have designs of the characters that I created years ago. So on the screen right now, you're going to see like the initial sketches of those characters. You're going to see the helmet designs that I created. There are actually these large canvases that my mom has in her house. There's also some keyframe art that I was practicing with, where I actually took photography of myself doing these poses, and then I went in there and painted on top of them. And there's even a ton of drawings of the world itself. Now, the world has changed a lot, but these are kind of like the introduction to that story, right? This is what kicked it all off. I even created a little book that I'll try to get some footage of. It's in my office at work, but that book has the entire process of all my artwork. And it's been an awesome journey to just start that. And I finally decided I have to finish it. So the book itself, or the project itself, the Patina project, is going to be composed of different elements. The first and most important is the novel. So I am going to be drawing artwork for it, but I am going to be writing a novel based on the story. And with the novel, there's going to be companion artwork. So I'm creating a pitch Bible, kind of like the art of books that you see like on Amazon, which I have a ton of those in my office. But it's also going to have animations, a lot more complex animations than the one that I created this week, which is in my channel. You can take a look at that. It's pretty creepy. And then the other part that it's going to have is also 3D models. So think of it this way. I'm writing a book. The whole book tells the entire story of the Patina project. I am going to create artwork that goes along with it to help maybe readers who are not visually capable of imagining that. But it also gives you an idea as to why I designed them that way. And then the animations are going to be kind of like promotional. So it's going to tell small snippets of the story. And I'm also thinking about animating like the prequel stuff that I created. So anything that led to the creation of this world. And then finally, I'm also going to have some 3D models. So I love sculpting on ZBrush. So I'll show you guys an example of kind of what I'm doing. You'll see the video right now. So this is just an example of like a Nightcrawler that I created. But I think overall, if I tackle this project in a 3-year timeline and with 3 years, I think I get a lot done, especially since I work pretty fast. And I just really want to document it and share it. I know there's probably a lot of people out there who are just like me, that you have a story, you don't know if it's good enough, or you question yourself every single day of like, people are going to make fun of me, and people are going to see this and think I'm weird because I'm writing a book, or people are going to expect something of me and I'm not going to be able to deliver. These are all things that I'm going through. And I decided to put myself in the hot seat, take that burden, run with it, and try to prove myself wrong. So in 3 years, when I look at this video again, I can say like, wow, I did it, or wow, get back on the horse, right? So hopefully you guys are interested in this story. Hopefully you're interested in my creative process. There'll be a lot of videos of especially working, creating the artwork, creating the writing. I still am debating on live streaming this. So I did have a Twitch channel where I would post gaming stuff, but I've been thinking about changing it up and just going straight to artwork. So that's a little bit of a debate. I haven't decided if I'm going to do that yet. But yeah, I'm very excited for this project. I hope that you guys are open to seeing it develop, open to giving me some feedback. I love feedback. And I hope that you guys really, really enjoy this too, as much as I'm going to enjoy it. So with that being said, thank you guys for checking out the channel. First video's out of the way. The camera's becoming a little bit less intimidating. It just looks like a transformer staring at me, and my phone's ringing. That's a lesson that I just learned. But thank you guys, and I'll see you on the next one.